I want CM Punk to experience success in wrestling. I'm with you on that. But that doesn't mean I'm going to be defending every single thing that has to do with CM Punk. As always, I'm going to be calling it just like I see it. John Cena versus CM Punk, to me, it is filler. It is. Doesn't mean it can't be enjoyable. Bret Hart versus Hakushi was enjoyable. I like CM Punk. We all like CM Punk. But I gotta call it like I see it. After WrestleMania, Cena fought Morrison. Then it was R-Truth. Then it's CM Punk. Then it's going to be a bunch of guys after CM Punk. All leading up to The Rock. When Cena went into the ring this last Raw to confront CM Punk, one of the first things he mentions is The Rock. And it's on purpose. This is just a prolonged road to WrestleMania. And guys like CM Punk and R-Truth are just guys along the way. Can't you see that? What did I tell you? Huh? What did I tell you? Right? Don't even try to hide or play off what happened at SummerSlam. At SummerSlam, the WWE pulled the plug on CM Punk. The belt goes to Del Rio without having to pin Cena. Cena goes to Del Rio, and CM Punk goes to Kevin Nash. It's over. Right? All the build up to Money in the Bank, it's gone. It's nothing but a memory. And just how stupid does CM Punk look now? Huh? Here's a guy who had it all. He had all the power in his hands. He was a world champion without a contract. And never had to defend it again, right? He had the power to control the credibility of all future WWE champions. And what does he do? He comes back for no reason and throws it all away. You know, that's supposed to represent us? To take our only leverage, come back a week later and throw it all away? That's supposed to be our leader? If that's supposed to be our leader, then we need a new leader because that one's an idiot. If that's supposed to be our leader, then I propose a vote of no confidence and the election of someone more capable. Going into WrestleMania 27, it was all about The Rock versus Cena. Going into Survivor Series, it's once again all about The Rock versus Cena. But during the time in between, while The Rock was away, Cena needed something to do. So they gave him Morrison, they gave him R-Truth, CM Punk, and Del Rio, right? How is that anything but filler, right? CM Punk's whole rant about initiating change and running away with the belt, it's completely irrelevant at this point. He's not even in the title match anymore. Because it was filler, and now it's over, right? The CM Punk character sank himself, right? He threw it all away. He has no one else to blame but himself. Not Kevin Nash, not Triple H, right? I don't know how you fanboys relate to a character like this. You know, what? You know, but wait, let me guess. The Del Rio era has begun, right? The wrestling product is very, very stale. And as many fans will tell you, it's been this way for a while now. And in my opinion, one of the reasons wrestling is so boring these days is because the promotions keep doing these same old, tired-ass routines over and over again. Well, in my opinion, it's time to call wrestling out on its laziness. Here's a list of 10 lazy-ass routines that, in my opinion, wrestling needs to stop. At number 10, backing up the ramp. John Cena wins the last match on Raw and is celebrating in the ring when, out of nowhere, the new bad guy comes in, knocks Cena out, and then starts backing up the ramp with an evil look on his face, nodding his head, showing his teeth. You know, gee, I wonder who Cena's next pay-per-view opponent is going to be. You know, sometimes it's like a bunch of guys backing up the ramp together, like Fortune in TNA. You know, I'll see you at the pay-per-view. Enough of that, man. It is so old, so tired, so played out, alright? But the wrestling promotions have gotten so lazy to the point where it's like a mandatory thing now. Believe it or not, PG era fans, that is not the only way to tell a story. It's simply the only way you're getting it. At number 9, that WrestleMania banner. John Cena wins the last match on Raw and is celebrating in the ring when, out of nowhere, the next bad guy comes in, knocks Cena out, and then stands over him, evilly looking down as the WrestleMania banner hangs in the background. Gee, I wonder who Cena's WrestleMania opponent is going to be. Every road to WrestleMania now, you can expect that same old, familiar, low-angle camera shot of the two wrestlers in the ring and that WrestleMania banner hanging in the background. I guarantee you that on the road to WrestleMania 28, we're going to get that low-angle camera shot of The Rock and Cena with that banner hanging in the background. Enough of that. It is so played out. Think of something new. But again, the promotion has gotten so lazy to the point where it's like, just a mandatory thing right now. At this point, I'd rather them just put the WrestleMania logo at the corner of the screen. How about hiring a new director? One that can actually produce new scenes that we haven't already seen a million times before. At number 8, stupid mystery wrestlers. TNA especially likes to do this. The mystery opponent, the mystery tag team partner. Then it just ends up being Shark Boy or something. Alright? Douglas Williams had a mystery opponent at Destination X, and everyone's guessing who it is, and then it just ends up being, some ham and egg or nobody cares about. Stop that. Fans are going to stop being excited about your mystery wrestlers if they keep ending up being stupid. Right? If you're going to do a mystery wrestler, it better be worth it. It better be Stone Cold or something. At number 7, the in-ring contract signing. One of my first memories of wrestling is Macho Man Warrior WrestleMania 7 contract signing. There's almost always a table in the ring. The wrestlers come out. The table gets flipped over or someone smashes through it. It's so old, so tired, so played out, and at this point I don't want to see it anymore. It's boring. At number 6, PG era versions of Attitude era stuff. I've already talked about this. Back in the day, DX was Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Chyna, and Rick Rude. Then it was Triple H, Chyna, X-Pac, and the New Age Outlaws. And they'd be coming out, cross-chopping, beer flying everywhere, women pulling off their tops. Now we have glow sticks. We went from tits to glow sticks. Shawn Michaels and Triple H coming out, smiling, waving, throwing their glow sticks at the, come on, man, what the hell is this? Stone Cold's like smiling all the time now and not even acting like Stone Cold, it's like ruining the legacy, Keep the Attitude Era away from the PG era. At number 5, NWO wannabes. The NWO. Arguably the greatest, most culture-impacting wrestling faction of all time. You are not going to recreate that in this PG era, right? TNA gathers together a bunch of legends and they try to take over. The WWE gathers together a bunch of rookies and they try to take over, right? It's not going to work. Stop doing that. At number 4, promotions allowing and providing foreign objects. Remember when the promotion's job was to put on wrestling matches? The promotion would put on a wrestling match, but sometimes the heel would try to gain an unfair advantage by sneaking in brass knuckles or something. The heel is supposed to try to gain an unfair advantage by sneaking in weapons past the promotion. The promotion itself is not supposed to be sponsoring weapons, right? At Lethal Lockdown, you have all these weapons hanging from the top of the cage. There's a freaking guitar hanging on the top of the cage. Like, what is this, a cartoon? Weapons play a part in wrestling. But there's something that's supposed to be illegal in the storyline that the heel tries to sneak in. They're not supposed to be laying around the ring, a guitar laying there, a stop sign laying next to the ring as if a TNA employee went out and bought a stop sign and put it there, and Who the hell keeps putting all those tables underneath the ring? Isn't there a better place to put them? You know, it's played out. Change it or get rid of it. At number 3, Even Stevens. The Undertaker beats Randy Orton at WrestleMania 21. But at SummerSlam, Randy Orton has to come right back and beat The Undertaker. Why? Because it has to be even. It has to be even Steven. You know, I win one, you win one. I win one, you win one. Double count out, controversial finish. You know, no clear superiority, no hierarchy. CM Punk is world champion, then he's Intercontinental champion, then he's jobbing, then he's world champion again. You know, no true rise. You know, it has to be even. Fuck even. You know, give me hierarchy. Give me exceptionalism. Give me a true main event scene. A dominant Intercontinental champion. A true mid-card. And a distinct up-and-coming undercard. Make it anything but even. Number 2 and number 1 are 2 lazy storytelling shortcuts that have plagued wrestling and that I feel have heavily contributed to the staleness of the product. First, at number 2, the Invisible Cameraman. The Invisible Cameraman, as well as number 1 on my list, are in my opinion 2 of the laziest storytelling shortcuts in wrestling today. They are the source, in my opinion, of all these stupid skits that we have to watch. Right? I can't stand the Invisible Cameraman. Like 2 wrestlers would have a private conversation and the cameraman's like right there broadcasting them to millions and they act like they don't even know. Or supposedly spontaneous events like Hollywood Hogan smashing his truck into The Rock's ambulance. For some reason, we have all these different camera angles of it, including from inside the truck. You know, it's like the X Division. It's like they're not even trying to be believable. Remember when we watched Stephanie McMahon's Dream on Raw? That was like the pinnacle of this foolishness. And finally, at number 1, I am so tired of this repetitive, lazy general manager format. Enough of the general managers, commissioners, executives, or whatever the hell you want to call them, and their stupid little office scenes. You know, instead of having quality storytelling that develops naturally into matches, now we just have some dumbass in a suit coming down the ramp. Guess what? At the pay-per-view, you're fighting him. Or the guy sitting in his office when a wrestler barges in, it's like, I want a match with that guy. Well, you know what? You got it, but guess what? It's gonna be a cage match. Lazy, 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 right? But the thing is, wrestling's been doing this for so damn long that the new era fans are like used to it. Like I'll read comments from some fans like, gee, I wonder who the next general manager is gonna be. Who cares who the next general manager is going to be? How about no general manager? How about some good writers instead? Ones that can write storylines without general managers. Or some sort of centralized decision-making device, making up random Survivor Series teams. Fuck that! So there you have it. My list of 10 boring-ass routines that I think wrestling should move away from. Wrestling used to have Stone Cold, The Rock, and the NWO to keep us entertained. In their absence, though, wrestling really had the opportunity to take it to the next creative level. But instead of doing that, they've settled in on these boring-ass routines, replayed over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, to the point where I think many of today's wrestling fans can't imagine wrestling without them. You know, you mean there can possibly be a wrestling show that doesn't involve Cena being attacked by the next bad guy and then backing up the ramp as the banner hangs in the back and then the general manager comes out and announces the match? That's impossible. No, that's not impossible, alright? You merely think it is because the WWE has conditioned you to only expect that, right? It's time to think outside the box that wrestling has created. It's time to reject the status quo.